Okay, Unit 11A, check your understanding. Let's fill in some of this vocabulary at the top. Sequence of numbers associated with adding and subtracting is called arithmetic. If you get from one number to the next by either adding or subtracting, we also say that amount that you add or subtract by is a common first difference. Difference coming from subtraction. We'll show that in some of these things down here. Sequence of numbers is geometric, so we have our two types, arithmetic and geometric, and we'll have a third type here. If you get from one number to the next by either multiplying or dividing, and we say that it has a common ratio. If we have common second differences, we remember that from the last chapter, that is quadratic. Okay. So classifying these as either arithmetic, geometric, quadratic, or neither, we'll try to fit them in here. So the first thing I'm going to try, kind of looking at these, I see things going up by about 3. So adding 3, not 13. It looks like I'm adding 3 there, and I'm adding 3 there. Continue to add 3 every time, which means that this one must be arithmetic. That common first difference in this case is a 3. Let's see. And it's called a difference because if I do one number minus the number before it, so like 5 minus 2 is 3, 8 minus 5 is 3, 2 minus negative 1 is 3, negative 1 minus negative 4 is negative 1 plus 4, it's also 3. Now these pretty clearly is not about adding here. That gap is 4, this gap is like 12. So it could be quadratic, it could be geometric. I'll try geometric next, and I'll do that by doing a ratio. Instead of doing 6 minus 2, I'm going to do 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Which means 2 times 6 is multiplying by 3. 18 divided by 6 is 3, so 6 times 3 is 18. 54 divided by 18 is 3. 162 divided by 54, I believe, is also 3. I'll check that on my calculator just to make sure. 162 divided by 54 is 3. So that is multiplying by the same number every time. 3 in this case is the common ratio, and this one therefore is geometric. All right, this one, I see that it's positive and it goes into negative, so I know it's not about multiplying or dividing at all, so I'm going to try my subtraction stuff. I'll do 5.8 minus 9. 5.8 minus 9, I'll get over here, is a negative 3.2. So subtracting 3.2 to get from that one to that one, 2.6 minus 5.8. is also a negative 3.2. I had space to do that. Negative 3.2. Negative 6 minus 2.6. Negative 0.6 minus 2.6 is negative 3.2. And negative 3.8 minus negative 0.6 is also negative 3.2. So my common first difference is negative 3.2, and so this is arithmetic. All right, I can see kind of visually here that the gaps are getting smaller as I go, so I'm going to try 48 divided by 96, and I get a 0.5. So a half. Half of 48 is 24, half of 24 is 12, half of 12 is 6, so my common ratio is 0.5, and this one is geometric. This one goes up, comes back down. Multiplying definitely is not going to do that. 23 minus 21 is 2, positive 2. 21 minus 23 is negative 2. 15 minus 21, that'd be subtracting 6, and subtracting 10. And my test for quadratic would be on common second differences, so if I try these as second differences, negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4, negative 6 minus negative 2 is negative 4, negative 10 minus negative 6 is also negative 4. It's a common second difference up here, so this one is quadratic. And on this one, that's a pretty big jump there. This is only 6. That's closer to 100, so I'm going to try the division thing again. So 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. And 26 divided by 10 is 2.6. 66 divided by 26 is 2.53. These are not looking the same. They're kind of close, but they're not the same. 162 divided by 66 is 2.45. I suppose I could try the subtraction part. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 26 minus 10 is 16. 66 minus 26 is 40, and 162 minus 66 is 96. This 16 minus 6 is 10. This is 24, and that is 56. So none of my tests work. This is the option of none of these, or neither. Okay. So arithmetic here with common difference, first difference of 3, geometric with a common ratio of 3, arithmetic with a common first difference of negative 3.2, geometric with a common ratio of 1/2, quadratic, and none. It's some other sequence that may have a pattern, it may not. All right, for each of the geometric sequences above, find the next 3 terms. So my geometric ones were here. So for the one in B, I had 2, then 6, then 18, 54, 162. If I continue multiplying by 3, 162 times 3 is 486, times 3 again is 1,458, and times 3 again is 4,374. So I think that's my next 3 are there, there, and there. The other geometric one was D. So it was a 96, a 48, 24, 12, 6. Half of 6 is 3. Half of 3 is 3/2. And half of 3/2 is 3/4. So my next one there as fractions. You could do those as decimals if you wanted to. For each of the arithmetic sequences above, find the next 3 terms. I had this first one, negative 4, so this was A. Negative 4, negative 1, 2, 5, 8. Continue adding 3, and I get an 11, a 14, and a 17. And C, also arithmetic, 9. So let's see, remind us how to set this up. Started with a 9, subtracted 3.2, got the 5.8, 2.6, negative 0.6, negative 3.8. Let me get those written down here. 5.8, 2.6, negative 0.6, negative 3.8, negative 7. There's 1. Negative 10.2 is 2. And negative 13.4 is the third one. Okay. Let's see, what type of sequence? Let me get this so this shoots the bottom part of this page a little bit better. What type of sequence is this one? Well, let's see. 768 divided by 3072. Get that calculator back in view. 768 divided by 3072 gives me a 0.25. 192 divided by 768, 0.25, and 48 divided by 192, also 0.25. So that is geometric. We'll answer this question a couple of different ways. What would the 12th number be? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers here. The first one was 3072, which we divided by 768. That now, not divided by 768, 3072 times my common ratio of 1/4. Gives me the 768 times, so that's the second one, times 1/4 again. There's the third one, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th number is in scientific notation. That looks like a 0.00732421.875. Okay. The other way that I could do that is I could think, well, what I'm going to do, I'm starting with 3072, and I need to multiply by 1/4, but I'm going to multiply by 1/4 to get to the 12th term. One time would get me to this one, to the second one, so I'm going to have to do that 11 times, because one time would give me the second term, 2 times would get me to the third term, so 11 times should get me to the fourth one. Let's see if I can do this as a fraction. 3072 over 4 to the 11th power, which is 419304. Okay, and just to double check, 3072 divided by that previous answer that I had on there is exactly what I had before. Okay, so this one exact, that might also be exact at that point. Okay, what have we got going on this one? These don't seem to be growing very fast. Let me try 2.8 minus 1.94. 2.8 minus 1.94 is a 0.86. 3.66 minus 2.8 is a 0.86. This one's starting to feel arithmetic. 4.52 minus 0.86 minus 3.66. Well, that gave me the 3.66, so yes, it was a 0.86. Okay, so the calculator way of finding the 21st number, I start with 1.94, and I'm going to add 0.86. That gives me the second term, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 gives me a 19.14. Okay, so that's brute force with the calculator. But what was happening, I had 1.94 and I had to add 0.86 onto it. And I was going to add 0.86 on it to get to the 21st term. I was going to have to add that on 20 times. So if I do 1.94 and add 0.86 20 times, I get the 19.14 that way as well. All right, and this was an underline up here. That was not a repeating bar over other things. Okay, that's what the checking understanding assignment there should look like.